My daughter's voice trembled as she whispered, "Dad, don't panic." Emma's mother held up a sealed envelope she had found in the hospital files. "She wrote this for you," she said, her hands quivering as if the envelope contained something alive. The room went silent. Even the TV noise seemed to vanish. My heart pounded as I reached for it, my fingers brushing over the neat, blue handwriting on the front. No return address. Just 3 words. You need to know. I opened it carefully. Inside was a single page, typed, "No greeting, no signature, just a statement that froze my mind. Your wife has been receiving prenatal care for the past 8 weeks. The words didn't make sense. She hadn't been pregnant. Not with me. I read it again slowly, hoping that somehow the meaning would change. My daughter's voice cracked behind me. "Dad, what does it mean?" I told her to go to her room. She left quietly, careful not to make a sound. Once the door clicked shut, I reread the letter one last time, folded it neatly, and slipped it into my pocket. Something warm inside me had just turned cold. When my wife returned home an hour later, she smelled of antiseptic and rain. Her hospital scrubs clung to her damp skin. She kissed me on the cheek and asked what was for dinner. I stared at her without speaking. Her hair was pulled back tighter than usual, and she avoided my eyes. Maybe I was imagining things, but the quiet between us felt rehearsed, as if we were both actors in a scene we didn't agree perform. She spoke about her day. Chaotic ER patients, cold coffee, long shifts. Every word sounded like a mask, a deliberate distraction. I asked about her shift at Mercy General. She paused and muttered, "Long," just one word, but her pulse betrayed her. That was the first crack in the denial I'd been holding on to. I couldn't sleep that night. She lay beside me, breathing steadily, unaware that I was counting her inhales. If the child wasn't mine, then whose? The question pulsed in my mind until dawn. The next day, I started with the hospital. I called, pretending to confirm an appointment for her. The nurse, distracted, offered too much information. Prenatal checkups every 2 weeks. That matched the timeline in the letter. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I observed quietly, meticulously. She left early, claiming night shifts. She never drove her car. Uber receipts revealed different pickup locations. Her phone was always locked, screen down. Thursday, she returned smelling faintly of cologne that wasn't hers. When she went to shower, I checked her purse. A folded sonogram slipped out. No date, no name, just initials at the corner. Not mine. My chest tightened, not with heartbreak, but with clarity. This wasn't just betrayal. It was deliberate deception, choreographed over months. I organized everything. The letter, the Uber logs, the sonogram. I wanted her to see the truth clearly, but not before she explained herself. Friday night, dinner was tense. I waited until she poured her wine, then slid the envelope across the table. "You forgot this," I said. Her face went pale. "Where did you get that?" she stammered. "You should read it," I replied. Her hands shook as she read. By the second line, the excuses began. "It's a mistake. It's not what it looks like." I was helping a patient. I slid the sonogram onto the table. She stopped speaking, tears filling her eyes. But I felt nothing. I had spent years building a life with her, and she had filled it with someone else's secret. "Please don't tell her. Don't tell our daughter," she begged. I looked at her, the stranger in place of my wife, and said, "You already did." The next morning, her belongings were gone. No shouting, no pleading, just order, a note on the counter. Truth always finds its way. Later, I dropped the folder at her workplace. No confrontation, no words, just the evidence. By noon, her calls flooded in. I ignored them. That night, she appeared at the door, crying, asking how I could remain calm. "You were never afraid of losing me," I told her, "only of being seen." I closed the door, leaving her sobs echoing down the driveway. The next morning, my daughter asked where her mother had gone. She needed some time, I said. She nodded, trusted me completely. I didn't deserve that trust, but I vowed to protect it. That night, I burned the letter in the sink, watching the words curl and blacken until nothing remained. Truth doesn't disappear when you burn it. It just stops hiding. I kissed my daughter goodnight and turned off the light. The house was quiet again, not empty, just honest.